Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to divide when you have more than one term. But before we get to that example, I want to show you one more example with monomials. But this time we're going to use a larger variety of variables and exponents. So let's say I have 24 x to the 7th power, y to the 5th, z to the 6th, and we're going to divide that by 48, x to the power of 5, y to the power of 7, and z to the power of 3. So now we're going to divide the numbers first, and 24 divided by 48, well, that's going to be a fraction. 24 over 48 reduces to the fraction 1/2, okay? And now we're going to divide our variables the way we did in the last video. We're going to take x and we're going to subtract the powers, 7 minus 5, and then y to the 5 and y to the 7, they're not the same, they're different. So we're going to say y to the power of 5 minus 7. See, last time y's were the same and we could cross them off, we could reduce them, but since they're different, we're going to go ahead and subtract. And now we're going to do the same thing to z, and z, we're going to say z to the power of 6 minus 3. And now we simplify. This is 1/2 x to the power of 2, y to the power of -2, 5 minus 7 is -2, and z to the power of 3. Now, I have a negative exponent here. A polynomial can only have a positive exponent. So in order to make this a polynomial, it's got to be in another place. I can't have it in the numerator like that. I need to rewrite this, and I'm going to rewrite it as a fraction. So I'm going to say 1 in the numerator times x squared. That's a positive exponent. And then I'm going to write z to the 3rd next. Okay? And then the y to the 2nd, since it's a negative exponent, that is actually going to go down to the denominator. So we're going to write 2 here, and then y to the 2nd. So now I have a monomial in the numerator and a monomial in the denominator. Now I don't need this 1, so I can just simplify this as x to the 2nd, z to the 3rd, over 2, y to the 2nd. And that is my solution. Okay. All right, so go ahead and pause the video here if you need to write anything down. Okay, now we're going to go to example 4. And example 4 is going to be 12a to the 4th plus 6a to the 3rd, and we're going to divide that by 3a to the 2nd. Now I have more than one term. This is what I was talking about earlier. So when I have more than one term and I'm dividing by a monomial, I want to rewrite this as 2 separate fractions. So one thing I can do is I can say 12a to the 4th divided by 3a to the 2nd, which is our denominator, plus 6a to the 3rd, which is the next term in our numerator, but I'm also going to put 3a to the 2nd as the denominator. So I can rewrite these two terms with the same denominator. So now I can reduce 12 divided by 3. Well, that's just 4. And then a to the 4th over a to the 2nd, well, that's going to be a to the 4 minus 2. Remember, we subtract the powers. Plus 6 divided by 3 is 2. A to the 3rd over a to the 2nd is a to the 3 minus 2. And now we simplify. This will be 4a to the 2nd, 4 minus 2 is 2, plus 2a, and then 3 minus 2 is 1. But we don't need that 1, so we can just say 4a to the 2nd plus 2a, and that is 12a to the 4th plus 6a to the 3rd divided by 3a squared, reduced.